Okay, so good afternoon. So time check, it's 2:46 p.m. Okay, so sa last recorded video, I already introduced the AM analysis. So the last topic is katong transmitted power, voltage, and current. No? AM transmitted power, voltage, and current to be complete. Uh, Please refer na lang on that video. Okay, so now let's continue in the same analysis, AM analysis gyapon, which is percentage of power saving. Okay, percentage of power saving means how many percent of power ang masave sa AM, o whether if it is conventional or a, a single sideband reduced carrier siya. Okay, so percentage of power saving is defined as the difference, okay? The difference between the conventional AM and the transmitted power given in an AM system. Kanang P sub TX nimo, mo na ang imuhang unsa nga AM type na siya. Okay? Ang i-reference nimo will be the conventional AM. So P sub cam minus P sub TX divided by P sub cam multiplied by 100%. Okay. So it is a percentage lang ni siya. So now, let's discuss or analyze some of the problems. Okay. So determine, no? Determine the power saving, okay? In percent when the carrier is suppressed. Ayun, suppressed na siya. Suppressed in an AM signal modulated to 80%. Okay. So suppress mangkaha na siya. Wala man giingon kung sir, wala giingon kung unsa na siya nga AM suppression suppress type nga carrier. Okay, let's have a solution sa ta. So pag dili ihatag o wala gyud gihatag sir kanang ana siya ang carrier i-suppress. Ang pangutana kung unsa nga carrier ay unsa nga AM suppress carrier type. Unsa man siya, double sideband or single sideband. Okay. So since wala man naka-indicate, you have to assume nga that is the assume it is a double sideband suppress carrier. Okay? DSB-SC na siya. So, ang modulated percentage is 80%. So, M is 0.8. Okay? What we want is the percentage of power saving. Okay? So, imong buhaton is solve for, okay, pwede na to step by step. So percentage of power saving is equals to the difference between conventional AM and the given AM system, P sub Tx, divided by conventional AM multiplied by 100%. This will be your first equation. Okay? So first, solve for conventional AM transmitted power. Okay. So P sub cam equal to P sub C multiply by 1 plus M squared divided by 2. So conventional AM power equal to P sub C. Ang aturang target dire is ang given raman ani is the modulation index. Percentage man ato ang kailangan kuhaon. Okay? So you have here conventional AM that would be equal to. So ato na lang okay, medyo layo. Okay, the calculator itself. So ato na lang kuhaon ng value ng numerical, no, term. So 1 plus 0.8 squared divided by 2. So you have 1.32 na numeric, no? So you have 1.32 P sub C. Okay. So next, solve for P sub Tx. Since we assume that is a double sideband, okay, double sideband suppressed carrier, okay, so P sub Tx is equals to, diba, sige itong sa double sideband, that is the sum of the two sideband powers, diba? Okay. Okay. So lower sideband. Okay, so P sub Tx equals to m squared Pc over 4 plus m squared Pc over 4. Double sideband man. So P sub Tx is equals to m squared Pc over 2. So P sub Tx equals to, you have 0.8 squared Pc divided by 2. So P sub Tx is equals to, okay, so we have, so kuha na to ang numerical value, 0.8 squared divided by 2. We have 0.32. 0.32. So 0.32 PC. 0.32 P sub C. Okay. So from equation 1, so you have percentage of power saving equal to conventional AM power minus the given AM system total transmitted power divided by conventional AM transmitted power multiplied by 100. So, percentage of power saving, so you will have 1.32 PC minus, you have 0.32 PC divided by 1.32 P sub C, multiply 100. Okay, so continue. Percentage of power saving. So this is P sub C na lang siya. 1.32 minus 0.32, that is 1. Or, naman kay PC, so P sub C. So, divided by 1.32 P sub C multiplied by 100. So, cancel na siya. So, we will have a, okay, so you will have a percentage of power saving of, so let's have a calculator. So 1 divided by 1.32 multiplied by 100. Okay, so I'll make it 5 decimals. 75.7575 tabi 75758. Hapit pa mas 6 akong lito, sorry. So you have 75.75758%. So this is the percentage of power saving para sa conventional para sa double sideband suppressed carrier with a modulated percentage of 80%. Okay? So that is the solution. So let's check. Again, so naka step by step. And then we will have a final answer. Okay? So now, practice problem. So percentage power saving sa J3E at 90% modulation. Please practice this one. So we're done at the percentage power saving. Now, let's proceed with peak envelope power or PEP. Okay. Katong sa single sideband communications, they are referring to peak envelope power or peak envelope voltage. Pinaka-common yun sa AM system is PEP ra gyud. So peak envelope power. Okay. So when you say peak envelope power, that is the RMS developed, okay, at the crest of the modulation envelope. Motong sa if you check or if you listen to the last recorded video on the chapter 6, uh, to check the power of the SSB, so usually peak envelope power ang ginagamit. So it uses the two-tone test. Duha ka signal ang labay ay ibutang. Ang isa is katong the modulated one, and isa is ang katong pilot carrier or the reinserted carrier. So RMS power developed at the crest of the modulation envelope. So when the modulating signal frequency components are at their maximum amplitudes. So if you define it mathematically, this is the PEP. So peak envelope power is equals to the RMS squared of voltage divided by the load. It is an antenna load in a purely resistive manner. Or it is the peak, no? Peak output voltage squared divided by 2R. Take note, RMS, no? The relationship between the RMS and the peak are is 1. So RMS voltage is equals to the peak, no? Peak voltage divided by square root of 2, or that is books, that is B sub P divided by square root of 2. So muna yung relationship sa usually voltage of the AM system are in peaks, no? Peak voltage, not RMS. Okay, now the average power is typically nasa 1/4 to 1/3 sa peak envelope power value with typical human speed. So if you're talking the average power, it could be 1/3 or 1/4 sa peak envelope power. Okay, so that is PEP. Okay, now let's have the example problem. So a SSB transmitter is connected to a 50 ohm antenna. Okay, if the peak output voltage of the transmitter is 20 volts, what is the peak envelope power? Okay, excuse me. So let's write the solution. O, kuha na to ang peak envelope power. First, we need to write the given values. So solution. So first, you have here the load of 50 ohms. Okay. Sorry sa handwriting. So R equal to 50 ohms. Nakay peak output voltage. Okay. So you have here the peak output voltage nga 20 volts. Ang pangitawon is ang peak envelope power. Okay? So, all you have to do is use the formula. Peak envelope power is equals to, so you have V squared peak divided by 2R. Okay? So, this is 20 squared divided by 2 times 50. So, peak envelope power is equal to, okay, peak envelope power is equal to, you have 20 squared divided by 2 times 50. So you have 4 watts. So 4 watts. 4 watts di ay ang value sa kaninga problem. Okay? So, 4 watts. Sadya, yun ako malitok ang word ng watts. So, 4 watts ang answer. So, let's check. Okay, 4 watts is the answer. Okay, let's proceed. So, this one. So, calculate the average power of an SSB signal with two-tone modulation if the peak voltage is 25 volts and assume that the load is 50 ohms resistive. Average power. Okay, so we have here solution. So two-tone modulation, peak voltage is 25. Yeah, load is 50 ohms. So what we want is the average power. Okay, so first we need to get the peak envelope power, that is the peak voltage squared divided by 2R. This will be your first working equation. Next, for the average power, that is average power equal to first the 1/3 value of the PEP, okay, or this is or okay, Rangeman. So that is another is 1/4 sa peak envelope power value. Okay, we'll set this one as your equation 2. Okay, una imong formulas. Okay, from equation 1, so peak envelope power equal to V peak squared divided by 2R. So peak voltage is 25 squared divided by 2 times 50. Okay? So get the value. So peak envelope power equal to, so ato na siyang substitute. So 25 squared divided by 2 times 50. 6.25. Okay. 6.25 watts. So 6.25 watts. Pero dili ka na ang final answer nato. Okay? So, dito ta sa equation 2. So, from equation 2, so the first average power would be 1/3 sa peak envelope power. So, you have 6.25 divided by 3. Okay? So, solve. So, you have 6.25 divided by 3. So, you have 5 ka decimal, 2.08. Yan. Tulo ka 3. Okay. 2.08 tulo ka 3 watts. This will be the first answer. Next, average power is equals to peak envelope power divided by 4. 6.25 divided by 4 equals to, okay, let's compute. So, edit lang na to. Ang 3, himuon na natong 4. So, you have 1.5625. Okay. So, 1.5625 watts. This is the final answer for the example problem number 2. Okay. So, kuha na nato isa. So, let's check the solution. Okay, money answer. Then, for your practice problem, an SSB transmitter has an average power ranging from 750 to 1000 watts. Okay. Question is, what is the peak envelope power? Okay. That is your practice problem. No? Palihog na lang, no? O practice. So, to test your comprehension. Then, we have the transmitter efficiency. Okay, transmitter efficiency, it refers to the transmitter side na siya. Okay? So naatay mga conditions ani. So first, when no modulation is applied, okay, efficiency is equals to the collector power divided by the source power or the supply power. Okay? So kung walay modulation. Okay? And then, kung naay modulation nga ma-apply, when modulation is applied, so the general solution is the efficiency equals to the sideband power P sub SB due to modulation divided by the average or audio power supplied by the modulator. Okay? Oh. And when modulation index is equals to 1, o M equals to 1, it means it is increased by 50, na 50% nga increase. So, your side efficiency would be the sideband power divided by the audio power or the modulator power mismo, or that is the 50% of the carrier power. Okay. So, let's apply this formula to the example problems. Okay, so we have here a transistor RF power amplifier operating class C is designed to produce a 40 watt output with a supply voltage of 60 volts. Okay, question is, if the efficiency is 70%, what is the average collector current? Okay, wala may modulation na nag-occur. So, we use the general formula. Okay? We need to, katong no modulation nga case. Okay. So, we have here the solution. So, first, 40 watts. 40 watts, that is the unmodulated carrier power mana. Okay. So, that is your carrier power nga 40 watts. And then, ay output supply nga 60 volts. So, that 60 volts is the source or the VCC. Okay? Nya, ang efficiency is 0.7 kay 70% man eh. What we want is the collector current. Okay? So, para makuha na siya, kuhaon na to ang input power. Okay. So, solve the DC input power. So, take note, transmitter efficiency equals to the P sub C, the collector power, or the carrier power, no, not collector, that is the unmodulated carrier power divided by the DC input power. Okay, cross multiply lang na. So, you have your DC input power, that is the P sub S, divided by the carrier power divided by transmitter efficiency. So carrier power is 40 watts. Efficiency is 0.70. So paon lang nato na iyahang value. Okay, so we have 40 divided by 0.70. So we have 57.14286. Okay. Okay. 57.14286 watts. Okay. So, muna iyahang power. DC input power. Okay. 4. Okay. Solve. Dila na mag-4. Solve the collector current. Okay. So, we have P sub S equals to VCC times I sub C. I sub C equal to P sub S divided by VCC na siya, not VS. So, substitute. So, 57.14286 divided by 60 volts. So, collector current equal to so we have 57.14286 divided by 60. So we have 0.95238. Okay. 5 decimals lang ta. So 0.95238 amperes. Amperahe man ang collector current. Okay, so 0.95238 amperes. So that is the final answer. Okay, so let's try to check the solution. Okay, typo error. This is amps na. Okay, ako na lang ni i-correct daan. Okay. So you have amperes. And then so done. 95238 na siya. Amperes. Okay, that is transmitter efficiency. Now, practice problem. Okay. So, try na lang to practice this one. Now, we're done at the transmitter efficiency. Now, let's have here the stability of crystal oscillator. Okay. So, stability of crystal oscillator, it has a formula of this one. So, F sub O equal to F sub N plus K F sub N times T minus T sub O. F sub O is the operating or transmitting frequency in Hertz. F sub N is the natural frequency in Hertz. K is the temperature coefficient, that is Hertz per megahertz per degree Celsius, or ppm per degree Celsius. ppm means parts per million. Okay? Parts per million na ang ppm. T is the operating temperature range values. So it could be a lower or higher temp. And T sub O is the actual operating temperature in degrees Celsius. Okay. Pwede po. Okay. Alright. Sa natural frequency, sorry. So for the natural frequency, you can express this one. Natural frequency is equals to 65.5 divided by H. So H is the crystal thickness. This in inches. So let's try to solve this one. So a portable radio transmitter, okay? So a portable radio transmitter has to operate at temperature from negative 5 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, you have two temperature values, the lower temp and the higher temp. Now, if its signal derived from a crystal oscillator with a temperature coefficient of positive 1 parts per million per degree Celsius, and it transmits at exactly 146 megahertz at 20 degrees Celsius. Question is find the transmitting frequency at the lower extreme of the operating temperature range. So kaning negative 5 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius, that is the operational temperature. Kunya gipangayo is the transmitting frequency niya, or the transmitting frequency at the lower extreme. So meaning, gamitan na to transmitting frequency at negative 5 degrees Celsius. Okay? So let's try to evaluate some of the given values. Ay, pindot. So, after link one. So, solution. So, first, ang pangayo is the transmitting frequency at the lower extreme. So, meaning, that is your T, which is negative 5. So, negative 5 degrees Celsius. Okay. Ang imuhang T sub O, that is, T sub O means actual operating frequency. So, T sub O is the 20 degrees Celsius. Next, K is the parts per million na unit. So, 1 parts per million per degree Celsius. Okay. And 146 megahertz is the natural frequency. Okay? Ang pangitaon na to is the operating frequency. F sub O, di ba? That is operating or transmitting frequency. So, unsay gamito na to katong sa crystal oscillator nga formula. Okay? So, F sub O equal to F sub N plus K F sub N times T minus T sub O. Okay. So, transmitting frequency equal to natural frequency, that is 146 megahertz, plus parts per million, that is 1 times 10 to the negative 6. F sub N is 146 times 10 to the 6. Multiply the frequency, that is negative 5. Ang isa is 20 degrees Celsius. So, substitute, plug in the calculator. Ato nang i-plot. Okay, first, 146 megahertz plus parts per million, then 146 megahertz, and then negative 5 minus 20. Okay, so you have here these values. So atong scientific notation, 145.99635 times 10 to the 6. Okay. So 145.99635 times 10 to the 6 hertz, or this is 145.99635 megahertz. This is the final answer for this problem. Okay, so that is the uh, final answer. So let's check. A. So that is the answer mismo. Now, try to practice this one. So calculate the thickness of a crystal in inches if its natural frequency is 20 megahertz. So try to practice those base formula sa crystal oscillator frequency. Okay. So we're done at the stability of crystal oscillator. Okay. So we have next topic, that is TRF selectivity. TRF, that is the tune radio frequency. Diba? Sa sa discussion dito sa previous videos, okay, TRF is the first AM receiver, first receiver nga na develop, no, in the military application. Okay. Ang apan lang ni TRF kay during tuning process, ang tuner niya is a mechanically gamed capacitor. Meaning, kung mo-tune ka dali sa portion sa imong TRF, ma-appeal po ni mo tune ang ubang section. Okay, that's the problem of the TRF. But again, before the super heterodyne, si TRF man ang nauna. So, mo niya ang ginagamit natin. So, TRF, selectivity, so one of the parameters magod sa receiver is, in the TRF, is selectivity. TRF selectivity is defined by these formulas. So you have Q equals to F sub R divided by B. F sub R is the resonant frequency, B is the bandwidth, Q is the quality factor. Quality factor is unitless. F sub R is in hertz, B is in bandwidth. So F sub R, or resonant frequency, is defined as 1 all over 2 pi square root of LC. Okay? So these are the notations. So for we able to understand the problem regarding for the TRF, okay, let's try to solve this one. Okay. Now, a TRF receiver is to be designed with a single tune circuit using a 10 microhenry inductor. So you have two questions. In letter A, calculate the capacitance range of the variable capacitor required to cover the entire AM band. So that is from 535 kilohertz to 1605 kilohertz. And also, calculate the bandwidth of this receiver at 535 kilohertz and 1605 kilohertz. Okay? Okay. So, ang atong buhaton is isa-isaw na ito na ikuha. No? Kuhaon na to ang capacitance range. So, gamit itong AM band, no? You have here the 535 o 1605. So, kuhaon na to ang capacitance sa 535 kHz o kuhaon po na to ang capacitance sa 1605 kHz. Okay? So kulang ko og slide. So kulang ko og slide. So ako lang ni siyang dungagan. Yeah, even though na may answer na sir. Hmm. Okay ra lang na answer, but we need to discuss this one by one. Okay. So we have here the solution. So first, write the given. So the first, kanang 535 kilohertz o 1605 kilohertz mo na imong buhaton nga resonant frequency. So uh, the first resonant frequency is 535 kilohertz, followed by the second resonant frequency nga 1605 kilohertz. Okay. Ato pang isulat, natay inductance nga 10 microhenry. And we have quality factor that is 110. Okay, so first, for capacitance. So we all know that the resonant frequency is equals to 1 all over 2 pi square root of LC. Okay. So ato lang ni siyang cross multiply. So you have your square root of LC is equals to 1 all over 2 pi f. Okay. So squared ni mo na both sides. You will arrive at LC is equals to 1 all over 2 pi f squared. Or you have your C is equals to 1 all over, okay, all over L, so resonant man din sorry, times 2 pi f sub r squared. Okay? Oh, mo na ni hang general formula. Okay? So, at f sub r1 equal to 535 kilohertz. So, yung buhaton is C1 equal to 1 all over, so L times 2 pi f sub r1 squared. Okay. So you have your C1 equal to, so 1 divided by, so 10 microhenry, that is 10 times 10 to the negative 6. Then kay 2 pi, square na to ang 2 pi. And then resonant frequency 1, f sub r1, that is 535 times 10 to the 3 squared. Okay? C1 equal to, ato na siyang substitute. 1 divided by 10 microhenry times 2 pi squared. Oops, mali. Squared kani. And then times na po ka sa 535 kilohertz. Okay. Wait lang. Kaya na mali. So, kana. So, you have the first one is 8.84979. Okay. So, 8.84979 times 10 to the negative 9 farad, or 8.84979 nanofarad. So that is the final answer for C1. Okay, next, at second resonant frequency, that is 1605 kilohertz. So in Watton, C2 equal to 1 divided by, ayun, 1 all over L times 2 pi f sub r2 squared. So you have your C2 equal to 1 divided by, so inductance, that is 10 microhenry, or 10 times 10 to the negative 6. Multiply na to ang 2 pi, square pag yun na to. Ang resonant frequency is 1605 kilohertz. Okay, so C2 equal to, so this time atong i-edit ang sa resonant frequency. 1605. So you have 983.3094. Okay. So 983.30940 times 10 to the negative 12 farad, or this is 983.30940. This is picofarad. So final answer, that is for the letter A. So duha ka capacitance. Okay? Okay, wala pa ta sa B. Okay? So letter B. Okay. For bandwidth, we all know that the Q quality factor is equals to resonant frequency divided by bandwidth. Diba? Or bandwidth equals to resonant frequency divided by quality factor, or the Q factor. Okay. So first, at F sub R1 equal to 535 kilohertz. So bandwidth 1 equal to F sub R1 divided by Q. So you have 535 times 10 to the 3 divided by 110. So bandwidth is equal to, okay, so 535 times 10 to the 3 divided by 110. Okay, so you have 4863, or I'll make it scientific notation, 486364. Okay, so 4.86364 times 10 to the 3 hertz, or 4.86364 kilohertz. First bandwidth, solve. Okay, that is bandwidth number 1. And then at the resonant frequency, that is 1605 kilohertz. So bandwidth 2 that is equals to F sub R2 divided by Q. So nakay 1605 times 10 to the 3 divided by 110. So bandwidth number 2 or B sub 2 equal to, so pulihan na nato ni 160. Okay. So natay isa ka bandwidth, another bandwidth 14.59091. Okay. So 14.59091 911, okay, times 10 to the 3 hertz, or that is 14.59091 kilohertz. This is the final answer for bandwidth number 2. Okay, so solve ba? Yes, na-solve. Na-solve na to ang A of B. Okay, so wala na ni. So solution, mo ni medyo taas-taas siya, but the formula is pala siya, dili siya naka komplikado. Okay, so capacitance, so tama tong capacitance, and then for the bandwidth. Okay. Okay, so try to practice this problem, no? At your convenient time. Okay, so chanalay kulang. So shape factor ang next nga topic. Okay, so let's check the time. It's 52 minutes naman po. Okay, so we will discuss last two topics, then we will end this recorded video. So remaining topics will be discussed on the next recorded video na po. Okay, shape factor ta. So, diba, shape factor is defined as the ratio between the bandwidth, no? The bandwidth, two bandwidths. The number one is bandwidth 60 decibel below the maximum level, o ang isa is 3 dB below the maximum level. Okay, unitless lang ang shape factor. Other books, instead nga 3 dB, are using 6 decibel. Okay? So, mora, straightforward kayo si shape factor. So, let's have here a discussion. Okay, a crystal filter has a 6 dB bandwidth of 2.6 kHz and 60 dB of 14 kHz. The shape factor is, okay, so, pangita na sa kaninga problem. So, solution. First, bandwidth at negative 6 dB is equal to 2.6 kilohertz, or this is 2.6 times 10 to the 3 hertz. And the bandwidth at negative 60 dB, you have 14 kilohertz, or 14 times 10 to the 3 hertz. Shape factor is unknown, so need to solve the shape factor. Okay, so for shape factor, so shape factor is equals to bandwidth at negative 60 dB divided by at bandwidth at negative 6 dB. Okay, so substitute. So bandwidth at negative 60 dB, that is 14 times 10 to the 3, and negative 6 dB is walay negative nga bandwidth. So 2.6 times 10 to the 3. So shape factor is equal to, okay, so calculator. So 14 is 10 to the 3 divided by 2.6 times 10 to the 3. So we have the answer 5.38462. Okay. So 5.38462. Wala na unit ang shape factor, unitless na siya. Okay? So 38462. That's the final answer. Okay? Try to check. Okay, 3846. 2 decimal na supposed to be. Okay? Ito na lang i-edit. So, okay. Oh, that's the answer. Make it effects. Okay. So, kwaon na po na ako tong isa ka blanco dali. Ayun. So, okay. So, 5.38462. So, practice problem. Try to practice this one. Okay. So, inana kadali si shape factor. Ratio ra na siya. Okay. Now, for the last topic for this video. Okay. This is bandwidth improvement. Remaining topics na lang is image IFRR, inductive or transformer coupling, dynamic range, then Q of SSB filter, and sideband suppression. Okay? Wala naman ay kulang. Okay? So, bandwidth improvement sa for this video. Okay. Bandwidth improvement is defined as the bandwidth at the RF section or the RF signal and the bandwidth at the IF signal. And then to get the decibel of the bandwidth improvement, so you have the noise figure improvement. Okay, so that is 10 log BI. Okay, so for this problem, let's have a example problem. Okay, so what is the IF bandwidth necessary to achieve a bandwidth improvement of 16 dB for a radio receiver with an RF bandwidth of 320 kilohertz? Okay. Okay. So switch to black. Solution. So bandwidth improvement in decibel. Okay. That is the noise figure improvement, diba? So noise figure improvement. Medyo taas lang yung subscript. I'll make it short na lang. That is bandwidth improvement in decibel. That is 16 dB. Okay. Nakakay bandwidth sa RF nga 320 kilohertz or this is equal to 320 times 10 to the 3 hertz. So, what we want is the bandwidth at the IF. Okay? Bandwidth at the IF ka. So, what would be the formulas to be used? So, bandwidth improvement in decibel is equals to 10 log, okay? 10 log of the bandwidth improvement. Pero, much better nga idiretso na lang nato siya. Pwede ka nga bandwidth improvement in decibel, okay, is equals to 10 log of bandwidth between the RF and the bandwidth of the IF. Okay? Okay, this will be your equation number 1. Okay? Sige, from equation 1, first, so bandwidth improvement in decibel equal to 10 log of, so B sub RF divided by B sub IF. So first, the decibel, that is 16, equal to 10 log of bandwidth of RF. Bandwidth of RF is given. Sabi na ko ang RF ang pangitawan. Nalingat. So, pen RF, that is 320 times 10 to the 3 divided by bandwidth at the IF. Divide both sides, so you have 1.6, no? Pwede ra pod anion, para dili malibog. 16 divide 10, that is 1.6 man na siya, sir. Okay. So, I will put na lang 16 divide 10 is equals to log of 320 times 10 to the 3 divided by bandwidth at IF. And then, i-antilog. So, you have 320 times 10 to the 3 divided by bandwidth at the IF equal to antilog. So, base 10 na, default, no? That is 10 raised to 1.6. Okay, 16 divided 10 is 1.6. Okay, let's continue. So, the bandwidth of the IF equal to, so you have 320 times 10 to the 3. So, cross multiply, no? Divided by 10 raised to 1.6. So, bandwidth at the bandwidth improvement, bandwidth at the IF, that is, or the IF bandwidth, so is equal to 320 times 10 to the 3 divided by antilog. So you have 1.6. Okay, so you have the answer. So 8038.036581. I make it notation 8.03804. Okay. So 8.038. Okay. So 3804 times 10 to the 3 hertz, or that is 8.03804 kilohertz. This is the final answer for the example problem 1 for bandwidth improvement. Okay, so let's check kung sakto ba. Okay, so this is the process. Then, practice problem. So, please refer na lang. Okay? So, try to solve, okay, para ma-anad, no? Para ma-enhance ang speed and accuracy when it comes for solving. Okay. So, next topic is IFRR, or the image frequency rejection ratio, to be discussed on the next recorded video. Okay? Tama lang sa bandwidth improvement. Okay? So, sige. So, time check. It's 1 hour and 3 minutes. O 4 minutes na. Okay? With that said, so, have a good day sa inyo and mayong hapon.